Hello and welcome and happy Tuesday. You are live with It's All About Choices, a nutrition, fitness, weight management academy. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful day so far. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And I thank you for taking time out of your schedule to pause and tune in live with me. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for tuning in live as well. And so I'm here in sunny Orlando. So as you are chiming on, please feel free to say hello to me and share where you are tuning in from. We're going to have some good stuff today. I am going to get my windows together. So please bear with me so that when you all reply and respond, I am able to see your names and I'm able to reply to you. So give me 1 second to get my windows set up. And as I see people tuning in, please feel free to say hello and how you doing today. Just let me know that you're on. Let's see, one more to go, and then we are good to go. All right, now we are ready. And so again, welcome, welcome. We are continuing on our training series of mindful eating and weight loss, how to develop a mindset to lose weight. Okay, and we are this is really a training series about mindful eating, some specific strategies that will help you to avoid overeating out of stress, out of anxiety, habitual, just kind of something that we always do, and of course the dreaded unwanted weight gain. And so today we are speaking specifically about normal eating and what is normal eating. We hear these terms all the time. And so today I'm going to talk about 3 myth busters that make normal eating simple and achievable for anyone. Okay. And so for these days, it seems like everybody wants to put a label on how we're eating, whether that's vegan, paleo, gluten-free, clean. We just have all these different terms for what we or how we say that we're eating. And the funny thing is, when people find out that I'm a dietitian, I often get a lot of speculation about, well, what kind of eater am I? Or they assume that I must be a healthier eater, or I'm on a particular diet, or am I following a particular diet? And I never really know how to answer that question because being drilled about how I eat, it's kind of uncomfortable. A lot of people don't realize that, but and then I have not really been known to have a certain label. I just say that I'm a normal eater. If I'm going to put a label on it, I would say I'm just a normal eater. And today we're going to talk about what that really means. And it's not what you think, okay? And so for those who do not know me, my name is Sandra Goldtree, and I am a registered dietitian, and I'm also a certified personal trainer. And I just take pride in just offering sane approaches to eating healthier and improving your overall health. We're going to have our days. We're going to slip. We're human. We give yourself grace, and then the natural effects of that is a healthy weight. Okay, and just being real plain and being real simple. And really, for 2022, it's all about breaking those food strongholds, so we're not always going to food for stress and for comfort and for those things. And so that's what we want to drill down to. And so today we're talking about what normal eating really is. And I will tune in to see if anybody is saying hello. So like I said, please chime in as you log in. So we're going to talk about 3 myth busters that will help make normal eating easy and achievable. And so for those of you who probably have heard and seen the promos, that we are coming up really close for my 3-day challenge that's coming up next week. It's going to start on Tuesday, and I'm really, really excited about that. And so I'm also going to do a live kind of pre-challenge video on Thursday to help you get things kicked off, to make sure you're starting off on the right foot, and to make sure that you can go shopping and do all the things that you need to do. And so I am going to post in the chat here, just in case you can't stay to the end to hear all the details of the challenge. I'm gonna put it in there so you can at least see what's coming up and sign up, okay? It's free, it's for 3 days, it's gonna be fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. We got summertime coming up. And so that's what we're gearing up for. All righty, and so let's jump in. Let's jump in and at a show of responding 1, 2, or 3. So unfortunately, the world we live in, so we live in a world of weight stigma. So we got the thin ideal, we got the diet culture, we got the normal eating has become kind of abnormal. And so it's hard to really know what's normal eating anymore because so many people are engaging in so many, what I like to call disordered eating patterns in some form. And so think of about 5 people that you know. Think about 5 people that you know, and how many of them are trying to manage their weight at any level. So answer one, two, three, four, or all, all five people. But how many people do you know, or specifically that you know, are trying to manage their weight? Okay, in any form, doesn't whether it's a diet or they're just cutting back or they stop eating sweets, whatever their version is of trying to manage their weight. So answer that for me. And then we are going to talk about, what is mindful eating? Okay, so let's jump right on in. So I mentioned these days that everyone seems to want to put a tag on how we're eating. And so it's hard to really know what normal eating is anymore because people unknowingly do engage in some level of disordered eating patterns in some form. And so number one, so we're going to start with, let me see here. I think I saw a few comments. Hey, Tiffany. How are you? How are you? And share with us if you know anybody who's trying to manage their weight, any of your friends. So that's like almost everybody. And so we are, let's see here. Let me go with number one. So going to the table hungry. This is the number one myth buster of a normal eating, okay? Kind of busting the concept of what normal eating is. So dieting and disordered eating have become normal, okay? It's really become normal. Both are so prevalent that we often label concerning eating habits or behaviors as normal. So for example, of some concerning eating behaviors that have shifted to normal eating are skipping meals to save up for that dinner or to save up for that big event. Very, very normal. That has become very normal. Avoiding food groups altogether, sometimes two or three food groups, that's become very normal. Skipping breakfast has become probably the number one thing is skipping breakfast has become normal. And these typical behaviors are really not examples of normal eating. And so normal eating is going to the table slightly hungry, you're ready to eat, and you are eating until you are satisfied. So if you listen to last week's live, where we talked about the ranges of hunger and fullness using a hunger scale. And it's being able to choose the foods that you like to eat. Eat it, truly get enough of it, and not just stop because you think you should or avoid it because you think you should. And so normal eating is being able to give some thought to your food selection so you get nutritious food, but then you're not so wary and you're not so restrictive that you miss out on enjoyable food. Remember, food is for fun and food is for nourishment as well. And so normal eating means eating out of hunger most of the time, but not always, leaving room for being human and having some level of cravings occasionally. Now, the cravings should not control you, though. You should control the cravings. And so when you're eating normal, yeah, you're going to want to have something fun. Yeah, you're going to want to have something sweet or something that maybe you perceive as not healthy, but it shouldn't control you to where you can't stop. And so the reality is that normal eating occasionally drowns your sorrows in a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream or something like that, or mindless eating of cookies or donuts or something like that somebody brought into the break room. But then you start to feel a hint of guilt, right? But rather than saying, the heck with it, then you're going to look at the situation objectively and brainstorm on better ways to deal with it in the future. Because guess what? It's going to happen again. So instead of just kind of throwing in the towel and say, well, I've already blown it, let me just keep going. No, think about what the trigger was. Did you just skip breakfast? Have you not really eaten anything? Have you been grazing and snacking all day? And now all of a sudden your body's like, I can't take it anymore. I got to eat something. So it's reasons that these things happen, but it just kind of takes the right direction and the right guidance to know how to dissect that. So all of that being said, hopefully this will take some pressure off of what clean eating is, because a lot of times people think clean eating is they got to juice, they got to cut this out, they got to cut that out, they got to give up things, they got to restrict, and that is not what clean eating is all about. And so it looks like I may see some comments here, so let me make sure I'm all of us, I know, right? Tiffany said all of us is trying to lose. I mean, me too, we all got to try to keep it together. And so the next topic is number 2. Give yourself permission. This is probably the biggest thing that I tell my clients from the beginning, because we are so hard on ourselves. It's like an all or nothing. We eat something, we had an extra cookie, we did something we felt like we shouldn't have done, and then we just derail. Okay, so normal eating is nourishing yourself regularly throughout the day. Okay, so it's no one big meal. Our bodies are not designed like that. Our bodies are not built to just have one big meal and then that's supposed to last us and satisfy us throughout the day. So perhaps it's with 3 meals a day and at least one snack, or maybe for you it's 5 smaller meals. This differs for everybody and their schedule as well. So you don't have to have 5 meals to lose weight, but we want to make sure we're having more than one. So we got to make sure that we're fueling our bodies throughout the day. And so there may be busy days where you find yourself you've gone too long without eating, and then you feel hungry, you're starving, you've reached that point of, there's no rational decisions making. You just want something at that point. And there may be days where you don't have much of an appetite and you miss a meal or a snack. But that shouldn't happen every day. That should be an abnormal day. Something's going on, something's not normal. That something else is different going on that day. And then there may be days where you feel very hungry and you're eating more meals and snacks than usual. Okay. Again, that shouldn't happen every day, but sometimes our metabolism is higher than others. It just kind of depends on what's going on. And then some days you just miss the mark altogether. Like it was just a blow day. Some people call this a cheat day. Well, I'm not a big fan of cheat days, if those who know me, because it's dieting. That means you've deprived yourself for 5 days, 6 days, and you have this one day where you can have this window of eating whatever you want to eat. Why not eat what you want to eat every day? Just know how to do it. And so we hope that you don't have it where you just miss the mark altogether. But we do have those days, and know that that is okay, and that does not derail everything. Okay. And so the key is giving your body what it needs, because it's going to have different needs at different times and at different points. It just depends. And we can't always control that. And so normal eating means adapting what foods are available in the situation. So maybe it means you're eating at a restaurant, you don't like it because that's where your friends want to go. Well, you try to do the best that you can, right? Or maybe it means you're ordering takeout because you don't have time to cook. Or maybe this means throwing in a ton of random snacks together to make a meal, even though isn't super satisfying, but you're getting plenty of opportunities for something tastier and more filling to eat later, but you're just trying to satisfy what you need to satisfy at that moment. So normal eating means that it's just a part of life, okay? But it isn't all of life, okay? Normal eating does leave room for other interests. So I don't want you to obsess. Some people obsess about what they eat, and we don't want that to happen either. So that's where that balance comes in. Okay. And so let me see. Let me check for some comments just to make sure nobody's asking me anything. But feel free to chime in, ask anything, make any comments. I like this to be very, very interactive. And so when you don't have time to plan, here's the question: do you struggle with what to eat based off what's available at the moment? And so if you struggle, say that you struggle. And we're going to talk more about that because sometimes you just got to whatever's available is what is available, and sometimes we do have those moments where we're not able to plan. That's life. We want that to not to happen on a regular basis. We're hoping you move to a point in time where planning is kind of more of a priority, so that you don't find yourself in those vulnerable situations as much. Okay. And so before we get into our final topic on what that third myth buster is, I'm going to give you more information on the challenge. I know a lot of people are tuning in and wondering about the challenge. And so before getting into that, the summer's time is coming up, right? And last week I announced the Summer Shape Up Challenge. I'm really excited. It's my second one, and this is kind of mid-year to kind of reset everything. And if a lot of times people are not ready for the summer. They're not ready to wear the summer clothes, and they're not comfortable. They're not happy with how they look, and they not comfortable with wearing a bathing suit. I mean, especially living in Florida, water is everywhere. And so that's what this challenge is about, to help get you kind of going, to help get those first steps going. And so if you're not ready, here's a chance to get ready. And so we're going to kick things off next Tuesday on the 10th. And this Thursday, I'm going to actually do a pre-challenge kickoff and I'm going to do this live, where I'll help get you set up, help make sure you good with shopping, help you to make sure that you know what to expect and how we're going to tune in every day in the challenge for our trainings and things of that nature. So just want to make sure that you are set up and you know where to go, and you know where your resources are, and you know where I am, because I'm going to do this with you as well. And so it's a 3-day free live, and we're calling it a clean eating challenge with Powerhouse Breakfast Smoothie. So this will give you a very good idea of what clean eating is. You're going to see every food group represented, so nothing is just completely cut out. And you're going to be surprised at how filling a smoothie can be. So these are not green smoothies by no means. So it's definitely going to fill you up. And so definitely I want you to check out this URL, grab your spot, and you'll have an opportunity as soon as you sign up, you will have access to the guidebook, which will have all the information that you need, have the meal plan, prep guide, and everything. And so I'm really, really excited about it. You're gonna have 3 days of meals, satisfying meals and snacks. You're gonna have 3 days of powerhouse smoothies. You'll have these recipes that you can continue to use. And then you'll have 3 days of live training where we're gonna have a different topic every day. We're gonna kick things off at 12:30 Eastern time. So it's gonna be the same time. However, we are going to have a separate location, separate Facebook group where we will have our challenge then. And then you're gonna have 3 days of accountability, support, and hand holding. So it's not just you. So you're gonna have other challengers in there with you as well. And you can definitely come out of a challenge. It's amazing what the body can do in 3 days. So you can come out of it more energized, less sugar cravings, feeling better, revving up your metabolism, and you will feel less bloated. So that means you will see the scale go down some. So those are just some of the things that you can see how when food is done right and food is working for you, the benefits that you can get from that. All right. And so invite somebody. I encourage you to invite somebody. Challenges are always more fun when there's a friend, there's some competition, there's some motivation. So definitely reach out to other people and invite them. All right. So let's take this thing on home. And let me check and see if there's any comments just before we get in. Summer is gonna get what I'm giving them. Get ready. And we got Krista in here. How you doing? Saying the struggle is real. It really is. It really is. And I want you all to know I'm no different. I'm no different. I just got some credentials, but I'm still human. And I got to be intentional just like I'm asking everybody else to be intentional. And so the last myth buster, okay, about normal eating is trust your body to make up the mistakes in eating. So what do I mean by that? Trust your body to make up the mistakes when eating. So normal eating means making decisions based on what you want and need in that moment, okay? And what's available to you. And so normal eating may value nutrition, it may not. So food is for fun, food is for nourishment. And so there's no rule that you have to eat healthy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are human, right? Normal eating knows that nutrition is one form of self-care. Okay. It's one form. It's important, but it's only one form. And so if you zoom out on normal eating, you'll see lots of nutritious foods and plenty of fun foods as well that you can include in your routine and still lose weight if that's your goal, maintain your weight if that's your goal, and any other health conditions that you're trying to manage or prevent. Okay, I'm all about preventing. So some days you may have a higher ratio of nutritious foods. Other days you may have to eat, a cheese stick, French fries, and and a chicken sandwich to get you by, But those should not happen on a regular basis, and that does not derail. Neither is good or bad. It's just what was felt at that time and at that moment. Because sometimes we just want what we want. And it's important to know that you can have that. When we feel like we can't have something, then that's when we have some problems. When we feel like we can't have something, because then we want it more. And then that's when we start having that unhealthy relationship with food. And that's what we want to avoid. So normal eating balances out mistakes in our eating over time. So there aren't really mistakes. It's just something we did. And we want to give yourself grace. Say grace, 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 everybody. When your eating pattern is off, it will get off. That's life. It will get off. So the good first step though is to begin working on it. This is a good very first step to begin working on. Give yourself grace. A lot of times we don't do that. We mess up, we feel like we overate, and then we just unravel. And so that's what we don't want to do. And so the Summer Shape Up Challenge is really about helping you to hit the ground running and realize that there's space for many foods that we cut out, there's space for it. And so during the challenge, you will begin to experience normal eating with your meals and with your snacks. And it's all going to be laid out for you. So you don't have to give it much thought. I really want you to pay attention to the fact that, wow, I'm eating more than probably what I'm used to eating. And I feel better. I feel less bloated. I have more energy, whatever that is for you. My blood pressure is affected and is lowered. So those are some really benefits. Those are real benefits of food working for you and food being medicine. And so you'll get the opportunity to enjoy eating throughout the day because you're going to schedule these. I'm going to give you some insight and advice on how to plan your snacks and how to plan your meals so you'll know how to space them out throughout the day because everybody's schedule is different. So I don't expect for everybody to eat breakfast at this time and that time. And so I will give you some guidelines and tips on that on Thursday night. And so let's see here. I see a lot of comments here. So this is awesome. And so, yes or no, do you feel overindulging at one meal sets you back or sets all of your weight loss efforts? Set you back in all your weight loss efforts. So reply to that, yes or no. If you feel like indulging in one meal, does that set you back for your weight loss efforts? Okay. And it can be mentally. It can mentally set you back or even actually physically on the scale. So how do you feel about that? And for those who answer yes, the good news is that one meal will not set you back. It won't. Okay. And what sets us back is when we continually indulge. So that's why we want to break that all or nothing mindset because we overindulge once, okay, get it out of the system. The next meal, we get back on it and we're good. But if it becomes days and then weeks and then months and then years, that's when it becomes a problem. So that's the big difference, okay? Because we are human, okay? So in a nutshell, normal eating is flexible. So remember that it's flexible. And the main point of normal eating is knowing that food is not your enemy. Okay. Normal eaters know that food is for nourishment. It nourishes your mind, your body, and your soul. Normal eaters also know that food is your friend. Okay. It is there to support you. It's there to help us live longer, to feel better, to manage things. Okay. You're able to do things that you enjoy doing. You have the energy to do the things that you want to do. So think about it. If you're tired throughout the day, you wake up tired, you're always feeling tired and sluggish, but you just push through. A lot of that has to do with how you're eating. Yes, we know sleep is obvious. We got to incorporate that too. But the other piece to that equation is how the gas, okay, the amount of gas and the quality of the gas that you're putting in your body, that is key. Okay, that is key. So I want to wrap up. I'm going to put this URL back in there. I'm checking for comments. We got some yeses here. Yay, yay, yay. Grace, that's right. Got to have some grace. We definitely got to have some grace. So I'm glad that you all are finding this helpful. So I'm looking forward to seeing many of you. Invite your friends next week. We kick off on the 10th, but this Thursday, like I said, I'm going live to help set you off on a good note so you'll know how to shop. You'll know what to expect. So on Tuesday, we will hit the ground running, okay? And what I'm going to report in our Facebook group, it's going to be a special Facebook group where all the challengers are going to be part of. And so that's where I will report live on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So stay tuned for that. And this is a time where you can hit the reset button. So whatever's been going on between now and over the past 5 months, we can forget about all that, okay? So it's all about hitting the reset button because we still got plenty of time. If you have goals for the end of the year, you have plenty of time to start working towards those goals. So it's never too late, all right? So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you taking your time and listening in and hanging on. And just so you know, the first day that we speak, the first topic for the challenge is your morning energy blaster. So the one thing that you can do to boost your metabolism and to help jumpstart your weight loss. So that's the first topic that we're going to talk about on Tuesday. So tune in, join the challenge, invite your friends, and have a great rest of your day and be blessed. Bye-bye.